Nations that are in the habit of walking around with their noses in the air will sooner or later stumble over problems that they do not see or do not care about because of an unusually inflated ego and inflated self-esteem. This is exactly what is happening to the United States of America right now. Media personalities are beginning to realize that earlier the USA made a lot of mistakes, provoked processes without analysing their consequences for themselves. Finally, a phrase has been heard that reveals Americans' understanding of a new circumstance. Many countries are uniting because they are tired of the United States. Reading the news, the BRICS expansion alarmed Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She warned that the bloc's growing influence would have a devastating impact on the US and lead to the ruin of Americans. Press TV reported. Greene said the Biden administration had looked past the rise of BRICS, which has been invited to join by Iran, Argentina, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Ethiopia. The lawmaker also criticized the White House chief of staff for what she called an obsession with Vladimir Putin. She accused the American president of ignoring the country's domestic problems, including the dire state of the economy, rising inflation and crime, and the fentanyl crisis. In her view, Biden is putting America last and in doing so, destroying every thread of democracy. While we're doing this nonsense, there are other countries in the world, powerful countries, that are coming together because they're tired of the United States, Greene stressed. She said the BRICS countries are making trade agreements with each other, serious trade agreements that say we will buy from you, you will buy from us. We don't care about US sanctions, and we will trade with each other in our own currency, not in dollars. This is one of the most destructive things that could happen to all of us, the politician noted. And you know what's going to happen to all of us. We're going to go bankrupt, Greene added. She explained that the collapse of the dollar would negatively impact the retirement plans and personal savings of ordinary Americans. Above all, Marjorie Taylor Greene is an American far-right politician, a proponent of conspiracy theories, a member of the Republican Party, and a supporter of Donald Trump. The lady is concerned that countries that are tired of America are uniting and will trade away sanctions, and even in their own currencies, without bringing any revenue from this trade to the United States. This is outrageous. After all, until now, from each transaction carried out in US dollars, certain deductions were made to the US budget. How to live now? What is the problem? To live the way other countries live. You can travel. Study the experience. Biden's obsession with Vladimir Putin is true, but what is a man to do who has to compare himself with the Russian president, and the comparisons are not in his favor? While Biden is trying to defeat Russia, he doesn't care about America's problems. And yes, America will go broke because it is used to living beyond its means. America's collapse is inevitable. We should prepare for it to reduce the catastrophic consequences of losing world hegemony. But America is trying to fight to preserve a hegemony that will no longer exist. It is trying to catch a train that has already left.